Hello and welcome back to Shulchan HaRav. We continue in Hilchos Netilas Yadaim Siman Kuf Nun Tes, and we pick it up with Sif Yud. Lefikach. Therefore, Kli shehu mole nikavim mitachtav, a vessel that's got a bunch of holes on the bottom, upiv tzar melamala, and the opening is narrow on the top. Ukishmeniach odem etzbo olav. If you put your fingers over the holes, einamam yotzim, the water won't go out. Ukishmesira, when you move your fingers, hamam yotzim, the water will go out. Still mutter lito mimenu, you can wash from this kli afal pisha enu machzik klum, even though if you wouldn't hold anything without your fingers there. Shekim she'os the kabbalah, since it was made originally to be a kli to hold water, but in this way with your whole, with your fingers over the holes, that's how it was made. And its main usage is to hold water. Nikra kli, it's called a kli. Aval, however, anything that was not made as a receptacle, it doesn't matter that it was originally designed in such a way, and that is the main usage for it. Kegoin, for example, meaning it was made in such a manner, and its primary function to use in this manner doesn't matter that it was not made to contain certain liquids. You can't use it for washing. Kegoin, for example, kankanim. These are like pitchers. They're not the rim is not entirely level. So there's like some part of it that, like a spout. That's where the liquid comes out. And that area is higher than the actual container part, right? You can't use that. Or the rim itself ain't shavim. The rim itself is not level. It's higher on one side than the other. Or there's like sections that protrude out. In between these little protruding sections, there's space for water to gather. You cannot wash from the upper part. That's really not part of the kli. You can only wash from the lower part. Right, so the water that comes out of the spout side is not going to be good. But and for sure, if it's got a hole on the side, the pitcher that's got a hole on the side, that's right up by the opening, you certainly can't wash from them. You can only use the hole, not the pitcher, not the spout part. Because from the hole and above, that's not a vessel where you pour it out of. Even though it was made like this, it's not meant to be a receptacle from above. That's where the water goes out. It's not holding the water there because it's meant to pour the water out. If you have a container that has like a spigot at the bottom, you could wash from it if you removed this spigot. Even though the water is coming from above the hole, but it was made originally to hold water with the spigot, and that is the main purpose of this vessel. So this is like a barrel or something that's got like a plug. That's the spigot that prevents the water. You can control the water from going in and out. So you can use that because it was made to hold liquids when plugged. So that's what it's for. So if you take the plug out, the water comes out. You're making the water come out. So that's usable. Even if a vessel had no holes, and then it got some holes, and you made a plug, it's like making it this way from the beginning. You're making it into a new vessel when you plug the hole up. To use it in this way, by way of the hole, because you're plugging it up. And if even you didn't make a hole, you sealed it up completely. It'll never open up again, like you sealed it with cement or whatever. Even if you didn't use like tar or whatever, maybe you just stuck a piece of wood in there to plug it up. Or something else that's really stuck in there, and it's made out of wood. This plugging up makes the lasis kli, turns it into a normal vessel, just like the plug. If you plug something up with like a piece of cloth, that does not render this vessel a kli if it had a hole in it, because it's only a temporary fix. It's not going to last in this manner because the water is going to fill up inside the inside the cloth. For who adin, the same thing would be if you filled it with cement, tikkun ara, but it's only temporary. Who beklisha mishtavshim b'mayim, it's a vessel that's used for water. L'kach enim oil until Yadaim. That's not going to help because the water is going to melt away the cement. The cement's not going to last. Even if you plugged it up really well with tar, okay, it's or some other permanent fix. It doesn't work as a kli if you're only plugging it up temporarily, and you're going to take it out later. With an earthenware vessel, you can only plug it up with tar, a gufris, or a sid, or other permanent fixes like lime or sulfur, or sid me'ur b'gifasim, or these are like gypsum, tin, or deal with tin, or forest, or with lead, or the Keilim shall seifrim, or with glue of some sort, which is what seifrim use to glue their pages together, and certainly regular glue. Other things don't work. Glass containers, plugging them up is not going to help to make them a kli. I feel the deal. Well, as far as even with lead or tin, or other fixes like that. V'chein kli matchas and metal containers that's used with hot liquids, kigain kumkum, like a tea kettle, or other similar things. Using pitch or other things that might melt from the heat of the water is not going to help. To make them a kli usable for Netilas Yadayim, unless you've designated them for Netilas Yadayim originally. Otherwise, it's considered a non-permanent fix. The same thing would be a tea kettle of earthenware, a kedera, or a plate, or kiyetzibai, other kli matchas, other metal klis, my elis bohem stimas zefes, other kli matchas are not used with hot substances. You could plug them up with tar. Some say that the tar doesn't help to plug it up unless it's a earthenware kli, or kli matchas, or metal kli, but not a wooden kli. But a few kli eights, and even a kli eights, a wooden kli that has no holes. They're made from the bottom's made from boards glued together with tar or whatever. You can't wash from there. Even though it was made in this way initially, that would not help with the plug. Unless it's the opening is eight, but eight means hadekativ. If you plugged it up with a wooden plug, wood plugs up wood permanently, and that would be usable. Thanks for sticking with me. I know we went over a little bit today. Have a terrific day.